Let me ask you this: what did Barney Frank mean when he was voting on taxes? I want to roll the dice. What does that mean? I mean,
well, he's a risk taker. In other words, it was more important for him to be able to give mortgages to people who couldn't afford to pay them back.
Yeah.
It was more important to do that and risk the entire financial system, because by doing that with the Community Reinvestment Act,
Yeah.
by allowing these people these ninja loans, no income, no jobs, no assets, by allowing those people to take these mortgages out, it put the whole financial system at risk. And eventually we had the mortgage meltdown, which led to the financial crisis. What happened, the banks, once they were forced to do it, they were more than happy to take the mortgages, to give the mortgages out, because they knew Fannie and Freddie were buying them up on the secondary market. So now the American people, the taxpayer, you and I, not the Treasury, we're stuck with $5.1 trillion of debt, much of that risky, bad paper that was bought up in the secondary market. And Barney Frank recently came out and said, oh no, the Treasury's not on the hook for the $5.1 trillion. They had to correct him and said, no, you're wrong. He had to retract his statement. And the Treasury isn't some amorphous, complex institution that most people don't understand. The Treasury is you and I. When we write out a check, we write it out to the U.S. Treasury. So the taxpayers are on the hook. These GSEs, government-sponsored enterprises, Fannie and Freddie, have the implicit backing of the U.S. government. That means the taxpayer. I think we need to eliminate them, get rid of them, because look at the disaster they cause.
Now, Wellesley's in your district.
Wellesley is in the district.
Brookline.
Brookline's in the district.
Newton.
And Newton.
Now, are people in these upscale cities and towns, are they hep to what you described as to the problem with the finances of this country?
Well, I think many of them are, because many of them are investors. I think a lot of them have the sophistication to understand some of the causes and some of the people involved in this financial crisis that we're going through.
Yeah.
And we're not coming out of it all too soon, because the government's continuing to spend money. That's going to lead to inflation. The end result of that is going to be just like it was when Jimmy Carter was president, when you saw interest rates shooting up to 15, 20%, when gold's going to spike, it's all going to happen, oil's going to go up again, and the people on fixed incomes are the ones who are going to be hurt, because inflation is a hidden tax that the government benefits from.
Gee, I think if you get that message out there, there's no way in the world they can vote for Barney Frank.
People want to change. Absolutely, Jackie. They want to change. They don't want to maintain the status quo, even here in Massachusetts, which is slow to change. You know how New Englanders
Well,
are.
this district here is slow to change.
Well, Scott Brown won this district by 2,500 votes.
He didn't carry Newton.
No, he didn't carry Newton, he didn't carry Brookline, and he lost Wellesley by about 12 votes.
Well, this is.
But he still won the district, Jackie.
Yes, but the district is his district.
And we're going to do better in Brookline. We're going to do better in Newton.
You've got to.
Because I think people are coming around.
They've got to.
They don't like the direction that this administration is moving in. They're trying to do too many things too quickly. Most people don't want health care.
Yeah.
They don't want the government running the show. Look, when we implemented Medicare on Lyndon Johnson's watch, he said, don't worry, the first year it's only going to cost $10 billion. Well, it actually cost $110 billion. So anytime the government tells you something, Jackie, you can multiply it by a factor of 10. If you look at the big dig, same thing happened. $2.5 billion, it's up to 20, and still counting. So conservatively speaking, you can multiply it by a factor of 10. Now, I remember a famous saying there was a rabbi from New York City who once said to Joe Biden, Senator Biden, the problem with liberals is they're so open-minded that their brains fall out. Well, I hope more people are paying attention today. I was a Democrat. Everybody in my family was once a Democrat. You know, the Democratic Party used to be the party of the working man. Now they seem to be the party of those who don't want to work.
Yeah.
You cannot sustain a country when you have 50% of the people paying for 50% of the rest of the country. You can't do that. It's an unsustainable model, Jackie.
It's killing us.
It is. And you know more taxes are coming. They can't pay for this.
It's killing us.
And they want to cut Medicare? How are you going to do it? I'm in the post-World War II baby boom generation.
Yeah.
You're going to see an increase, a doubling of the number of people on Medicare.
Yeah.
How are they going to cut Medicare by $500, $600 billion?
People don't understand.
They're going to have to ration. They do it in Europe. They do it in Canada. They ration. Of course they do. You're going to have to wait longer for treatment. They're going to tell you that you can't have it. You're too old. You know, that's what's going to happen. And I'm a senior now, so I'm looking out for my best interest. My best interest is to have my doctor or to be able to use the VA, which I can because I'm a veteran.
I use the VA.
But I'm in very good health. My mother's 82. She still mows her own lawn, and she's going strong.
Yeah.
So I think if you take care of yourself reasonably well, you know, you can avoid the doctor.
Hospice, there's no hospice in the new Medicare bill. The new health plan.
Sure.
They call it hospice.
I haven't even read it because it's so complicated.
I mean, it's crazy. Every time I turn around, I learn more about it, and it's frustrating as hell. I don't need it. I'm very fortunate.
Sure.
But at the same time, I'm thinking of my grandchildren. I'm thinking of everything that.
Well, that's what it's all about. Look at the legacy we're leaving our children and our grandchildren. It's a disgrace. They can never pay for this. We need to clean it up now. We need to get our financial house in order now. We cannot put this burden on future generations.
But I know the district, and I respect the fact that you're out there. You're out early. I was talking to a gentleman here that works at the station.
I'll be up here knocking on doors. I'll be meeting people. I'll be talking to people.
I know that down in New Bedford you're getting well received, and
right.
But I'm worried about Newton, Brookline, and Wellesley. You've got to make inroads in there. They're sophisticated.
We will be spending more time up here at this end of the district.
They're sophisticated. They think they know it all, and it's going to be hard for them to swallow the truth.
Well, you know, take Israel, for example. I'm a staunch supporter of Israel.
Yeah.
I think it's in our best interest to be a friend, continue to be a strong ally and friend of Israel in the Middle East. It's the only democracy in that part of the world. And my God, this nation was founded on Judeo-Christian principles, which we shared values that we have. Look at Barack Obama's popularity in Israel prior to the election. It was well over 70%. It's now down to under 5%. I mean, look what he did to the prime minister recently.
He snubbed him.
He did.
See, let me say this.
Very disrespectful.
I grew up in Newton. This Jewish community isn't what it used to be. I'm telling you. I knew the old timers. I knew the activists years ago. They'd be outraged today. These kids, they don't have it. They don't show any emotion. I had a woman on last week in my show, Mrs. Hurwitz, who represents the Christian Jewish Alliance for Israel.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know, she had plenty of fire. You know, she was really but you don't have it with the common folk in Newton that should have.
But the word is getting around. I'm a member of the Republican Jewish Coalition.
Yeah.
I've been a friend of Israel going back to the convention in '96 in San Diego.
I hope you're right.
You know, this administration is sending the wrong message. And you know, in fact, I believe in the one-state solution. I think there already is a two-state solution. That's Jordan and Syria. And I think it's in Israel's best interest.
Well, what I'm trying to make you aware of is Newton.
No, I understand.
I'm concerned for you because I want you to understand the demographics there. They're not.
Sure.
They're not as tough as.
I know. Scott Brown only got 24% of the vote in Brookline.
Yeah.
He still won the district, but look how poorly he did.
And he
Brookline.
he didn't do well in Newton. And
well, he got in the high 30s, I believe, in Newton.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good.